Hi guys. So today we're going to be going over some modeling techniques, kind of recapping from last week. So we're just going to go over making a table and chairs again, and then that'll be for this session. Well, for this video anyway. So we're going to start off with a polycube. Remember, we press Alt and left click to move around. Alt and right click moving the mouse left and right to zoom in and out. Middle mouse button is the pan, so that's how we can orbit around. We have the modeling toolkit, which is this button at the top right. So it might look like this or like this, but if you press this button, you come back to it. It's also on the side here if you can see it. So modeling toolkit, it's my cat. So I'm going to press W and then move this up to the top just so it looks like it's sat on it, just because it is nice. It's nice. So previously we've worked out that this grid is 24 centimeters large and then 24 centimeters on kind of wide in both axes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scale it up and move it up. Cosmo. And for now, I'm going to go right click, go to face, and now I get to move that face up, which is awesome. I'm just going to create like a generic kind of low table. So if we go to multi-cut and then we cut in a bottom piece like so, I'm going to improve on the previous class. I'm going to learn about a mirror modifier. Oh, just had some sweets. So what I want to do is I want to do both sides. So if I go to this button here called extrude and then move this one out. Alternatively, I can hold shift. So if I go to that, hold shift, and it says how it says extrude. Shift, I can extrude out. That's the shortcut to extrude is shift, and then you move the axes, the kind of gizmo here, or you can just press here. I'm going to move to the other side, and then I'm going to hold shift and move the red one, or I can just press extrude, whatever's easiest for you. So now I have like almost like half of it done. So I'm going to go back to object mode, and then I'm going to go to mesh, and then it says mirror, and then I'm going to, you can press this little box here which will open more options like this, or you can go press mirror and then we get this little panel that opens up. So what I want to do is we're kind of aligning it to the world. So in Maya we have two kind of transforms or kind of world perspectives. We have the perspective of the world, which is kind of the grid, and then we've got the perspective of the geometry, which is kind of tied to the geometry. And as we can see, it's going in the wrong axis, so it's going negatively. So if we look down, positive is kind of going towards X, so you see down the bottom, going towards that kind of red line. And then negative, where it says direction here, it's actually getting mirrored. Oops, it's Control Z. Go back towards, back away from the arrow tip. So if I press plus, that'll actually flip it. And now we can get kind of half of it done already. So then if I'm happy with that, I can just click off it. And now I can mirror it again. So I'm happy with that. So I just want to apply the mirror again, like that. And then what I want to do is now we want it to go in Z. So if we click this, change it to Z, now it's actually still in the negative axis. You see the Z positive or towards the Z is here. And then so if I change this to plus, and then I can pull this out. And then I've already got like the kind of base of my table, and I can kind of, make it as long as I want. You see where it says border, merge border? This means that this is like a full piece of geometry, which is really, really helpful. So whenever you use a mirror modifier, you always want to do something called deleting the history of the object, because Maya remembers everything that you've done. So when you've kind of towards the end of making a model, you just need to clean it. Otherwise, it's got to kind of remember its kind of lifetime from when it was a cube all the way up to becoming this extrusion and then these two extrusions. and then all the mirrors that go on top. So if you go to modify, not modify, edit, delete by type, delete all by type, and then press history, and now it's gone. Now it's got no history, it's fresh. But well, as we can see, our model is kind of all there. This button here will center the pivot, so I can just move it back to the middle, which is really good. Recenter that all the way. Now we don't have any issues. We've learnt about the kind of mirror tool, and then what we want to do is make a new cube, pull this up to the top, make it really big in terms of this axis. Which one is this? This kind of X and the Z, and then I can pull it over like this. So now we have a table, and we've just done a mirror modifier which kind of sped up our workflow. So then we can click both of them, Control G for group, and then we type name it table. I've actually done a table when I was meant to do a chair, but that's okay. So I'll do the same process again for the chairs, but I'm going to stop the video now and then move on to the next.